up, y'all? It's KingBritneyChanel. You already know. So, honey, Chadwick Boseman has landed yet another epic role, and he's casted to play Yasuke. If you don't know who Yasuke is, I'm going to explain that he is pretty much the only African samurai from the war-torn feudal Japan period. Okay, we're gonna get into all of that, and definitely before I do, definitely make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope y'all enjoy the video.
I already know it's your girl Britney Chanel.
Honey, so Chadwick has landed another lead role. A lot of y'all know him from his lead role in Black Panther as T'Challa, but I was all over this because, you know, Yasuke, the legend of Yasuke is huge, and not to mention I'm a person myself who's of indigenous and Afro-Asiatic descent, okay? So I was all over this. Like, this is finna be epic if they do it correctly, because y'all know it's always some people that get, you know, stuff historically wrong, or they just want to, you know, do some fly stuff. But I feel like it's going to be epic if they do it correctly. I'm just going to say that off the top. Now, for those of you who do not know about the legend of Yasuke, Yasuke basically was an African samurai, okay? He was an African who made it to a samurai, honey. Literally, he started from the bottom. Now he was there, honey. Now, literally, we don't know what his life was like in Africa, but I'm just saying, I'm just making jokes, y'all. But literally, he was born in 1555, and they got his time period to 1590. And basically, they're saying he was a retainer of African origin who served under the Japanese warlord Oda Nobunaga in 1581 to 1582. So, y'all, the legend of Yasuke, they say that he was likely from Mozambique. Now, literally, I think when they do this movie, because there's a lot of debate on whether he was a slave or not, and I feel like because there's no concrete you know, historical context, from what I've researched and what other people have researched, I don't think that they should put that part in there. Like, nobody wants another 12-year slave movie or none of those other slave movies. And I'm over, you know, them always trying to put slavery on Black people. The bottom line is it was a lot of other groups of people that have been enslaved, yet there's not 100 movies being made about them regarding that. And I feel like, you know, when it comes to people that have African descent, you know, there's other aspects of us outside of that. That's all I'm saying. So if you want to make a movie that's epic about an African samurai, then I feel like if you have not confirmed the fact that he was, you know, a slave or whatever, because I just don't like that whole historical philosophy that everybody that has went to another country, it was because they were a slave, when we historically know that Africa is the motherland, and they, you know, Africans were traveling the world way before colonialism and everything else. So I just hate how they always make it seem like, you know, this person arrived here because they bought this person here as a slave. Like, if that's the truth, then that's the truth. But I'm saying, since there's a huge debate about it, I don't think that they should put that in the movie. Now, they say he was likely from Mozambique. Okay, y'all, so basically what they are also saying is, you know, he landed in Japan around 1579, and they say that he was originally taken from his village. They also say that Yasuke was known for his very, you know, his height and his very dark skin. So if you look at these statues and things like that, that's why they're the color that they are. So some people even debate on whether or not he was from Ethiopia, or whether he was Dinka or Makua. Like, it's just so many, like, you know, theories on where he could have been from. But basically, from the biography, they claim that he was taken from a village near the Nile River to India, where he was under Portuguese servitude, and that's via the biography African Samurai, The True Story of Yasuke, a legendary black warrior in feudal Japan, and that was written by Thomas Lockley and Jeffrey Gerard, and that's via what the Huffington Post reported. So why, let me tell y'all why this is epic, right? Chadwick has been, I don't know, like his career must be blessed because he's been in a lot of epic roles, okay? And I'm getting my information basically to do commentary on this from Variety and People. So if y'all don't know what kind of roles Chadwick has, and I love the roles that Chadwick has been in because they're not the stereotypical type of roles that they give to black people, okay? Y'all may have seen him, you know, like I said, as T'Challa in Black Panther. He portrayed Jackie Robinson in 42. He played, you know, in James Brown and Get On Up, Thurgood Marshall and Marshall. And then he's also going to be in 21 Bridges, and that's going to be directed by Brian Kirk and produced by the Russo brothers. In that movie, he's playing like an NYPD detective, so that's going to be a good storyline. So he doesn't play like the stereotypical roles that they have them play. Now they say that talk of the project's development began back in 2017 when Mike DeLuca and Steven, y'all know I'm gonna call him L, claimed to be co-producing a movie based on the real-life historical character of Yasuke. I think that this is a dope idea, okay? I'm loving seeing more African-esque or original people, because y'all know I cannot stand the terminology black. It's dreadful. So I just like the original people being portrayed as superheroes and stuff, because you really don't see it often. There's a lot of black superheroes, but you don't really see it often. And you know, representation matters. You know, when little kids is going to the movies, they're extra hype because they're seeing people that actually look like them. You know, they don't always have to like Superman and Batman. And you know, y'all know I love me some superheroes. I love Marvel. And you know, the little superheroes, y'all know I'll go to the movies to see Thor, you know, Chris Hemsworth or Chris Evans. You know, I will do that. But it's good to see, you know, an original man, you know, like Chadwick played T'Challa and different things like this, so that, you know, if you go to the movies with your kid, they can see somebody that looks like them in a positive light instead of always playing, y'all know, the usual roles. That's why I said, please leave slavery out of this. We don't want to see no more slave movies. We don't need to see no more movies on no kingpins. We don't like all of that other crazy stuff they come out with. I'm over it. So basically, y'all, I'm excited about this. And they said basically, Yasuke, the legend of Yasuke was so popular because y'all know in Japan at that time period, it probably was not a lot of African people, you know, there, okay? So they're like, people, this is a quote from what the biographers wrote, people in the streets did not only gape at him, they bowed heads to the, you know, they bowed heads to the earth as they addressed him. So basically, this is also positive for like, you know, what Japanese people thought about this man in Japan. Because the, you know, the ideology is always, oh, everywhere I go, you know, I'm not respected as somebody who's African descent, or I'm not respected. But this shows, you know, the story in a positive light, because unfortunately there is a lot of people who portray that, you know, oh, everywhere I go, you know, I'm disrespected. And that's just not the truth. Like, you know, I've learned that when you travel, sometimes you do get to see a different world that's outside of the US and outside of how people perceive you. Like what is, you know, perceived over here is not necessarily the narrative in different places. Now, racism can happen anywhere, but it's definitely different climates, different places. So I'm happy that, you know, this man who was from Africa, went to Japan and got into an elite Japanese position, and basically they respected him. They was actually impressed. Like the warlord Nobunaga was impressed. Basically, you know, some quotes, I guess they were saying that he was more powerful than 10 men, and that's how the warlord describes him. you know, I guess they were saying he was black as an ox, and he kind of looked like he could have been in his late 20s. You know what I mean? So this was very impressive. I would love to see this story come to life. And oh my gosh, this is going to be probably just as epic as Black Panther. Honey, people is still like Wakanda forever all across the street. So I'm interested to see, because I know Chadwick is going to be able to pull this off. Especially, I was so pissed off when I found out he was really not African, though. I'm not going to even hold y'all. I was so pissed off. But I'm like, okay, I get it. He is convincing. You know, he plays a good role. You feel me? He plays a good role. But I'm just like, bro, you when he started talking with a country twang, I was like, okay, you cute, but it just turned it down a notch for me now. Like, I thought you really had an accent. But I mean, that just shows that he's a good actor though. So what are y'all's thoughts about this? Do y'all want to see the legend of Yasuke come to life in theaters? Like, or, you know, wherever they put it, whether they put it on Netflix or anywhere, I'm finna watch it. So anywhere they put it, I'm going to watch it. Do y'all think that this is going to be epic to see, you know, the African samurai come to life? Y'all let me know y'all thoughts about this down below. And what are your thoughts about Chadwick as an actor? Leave your comments and thoughts down below. It's KingBritneyChanel. Definitely subscribe to my channel if you have not. Okay, join Team Honey. I put out videos every single day. Okay, and hit that notification bell, because I don't want you to miss a moment of my videos. I'll see y'all on the next one.